Hi everybody, this is Richard once again. I've kind of gotten away from the car since the weather outside has been pretty brutal, but it's starting to warm up now, so that's a good thing. But what I've decided to do today, our faucet was leaking. It's a MOEN. It's the what's called a cartridge was, I guess the rings and whatnot were starting to become faulty. So I pulled it out. That was a joy in itself. It wasn't too bad taking it apart. The only thing was trying to get the canister out of here. In doing so, I had to stand up on the counter to pull it out using these standard red pliers. Now you have to make sure that when you do pull that out, but like before you do that, you have to pull this little ring off, or this little this clamp off, which I'll show you as I put it back together how everything goes. Because otherwise, if you don't do that, you'll never get it out and you'll bend everything, which didn't happen to me, which is a good thing. But that being said, I'm just going to put the cell phone down and I'll video myself putting this back together. And it shouldn't be too difficult, but another thing you have to remember is to turn the water off. And unfortunately, this particular builder, when they put the faucet in, didn't put any shut-off valves underneath. So what I had to do is I went to the basement and just shut off the main water valve. But I went to the bathroom as well and opened up the main floor bathroom, and opened up the faucet in there so that it would kind of create less pressure here, because it just kept dripping and dripping and dripping even after I turned the main water off. So I bled the other, or opened the other tap, which in turn caused this one to stop dripping, which was awesome. I guess it just kind of equalized the pressure in the lines or something. So it seemed to work out well. So I'm just going to put the phone down and I will start recording. Well, I'm recording now, so I'll just continue to record me putting this thing back together. Yeah, so let's start to work. I can't wait to get this done, and plus I got to be out of here by about 2 o'clock. So that being said, yeah, let's start, and so we'll see what happens. I think I'll just put the phone right here. I just wonder if there's some way I can reverse this. Nope. Okay, so that's enough. Whoop. That's enough of me rambling. Let's see what we can do here. I'll maybe take this bottle and put the bottle here. Put the bottle here. I really should get myself a stand if I'm going to continue doing this sort of stuff. So anyway, yeah, hopefully that'll be okay. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I think you can see things that way. All right, let's start. Okay, so we're gonna do everything in reverse. So we'll put the cartridge back in, and of course I'm gonna need to cut it open because it's sealed quite well. And since this being a MOEN faucet, the nice thing about MOEN is that they have a pretty good warranty. So I went to this place, well, maybe I shouldn't mention it, but it's a depot for your home. And I think their corporate colors are orange. But that being said, this was a replacement cartridge that they supply with a warranty. So, which is awesome for a company to do that. So it's just a matter of putting this back in, or trying to get it back in by forcing it down. Whoop, there's some water coming out. Whoop, and some more water. Just gonna grab a towel really quick. Yeah, another thing I'd recommend is always try to have like a towel or something here so you can wipe up the water if you spill any. And I'm just going to try to straighten this so that it seats properly or sits straight. Okay, there. I think that's looking good. All right, so that's there. Now there's this little, whoops. Oop. Okay, another thing I'd recommend is closing your drain holes in your sink, just for that reason, and which I did, thank goodness. But there's this little clip that would fit right in here. You just kind of push that in until it clicks. There, it clicked. And that's all you have to do with that. To get it out, I used this little screwdriver because I tried with a little bit of a bigger one, but it would not fit in there. So what you do is you just kind of go in here and just push it. Don't yank it up, because you have the potential of bending this, and it's all kind of copper and brass and stuff. So you don't want to do that. So let's just try to clip this back in again. There. And when you hear it snap, that means it's in place. So and then we have this little silver ring, which really doesn't make a difference as to how it goes on, but if you see, it's not completely round. It's like it's got 2 flat edges and 2 curved edges, so it can only go on really one way onto this thing, and it won't go all the way down. It'll sit right about there, which is perfect. Then you take the handle lever mechanism, which is this, and this gets inserted onto this, and it only can go on like pretty much one way, because it's the same sort of design as this little ring. It's got 2 flat edges and 2 curved edges, so that you just insert here like that, and you don't have to push it down. Actually, you know what I'm going to do first? Before I put this on, I'm going to put these guys back on, which are 2 retaining rings. The black one, or yours might be a different color, but your black one goes on first until it seats, which means until it's tight. And then what you can do is take a pair of pliers, push this over to this side. These are my big pliers. They've seen a lot of work, especially in the garage. I'm working on my cars and stuff. But just, you don't want to over tighten it. Right about there. I think that's perfect. And we'll see when we turn it on if it has any leakage issues, but I don't think it will. And then there's this white retaining ring, which just kind of pops on. Just sits like that. Perfect. All right. Now, before you put that silver cap back on, you put your faucet mechanism on, which this little, oh darn, you know what, this is wrong. This has to go like this, like that, with the big, I guess you can call this like a flange, facing forward, like towards you. And then you take the handle mechanism and you just slide it on, because this rotates, like gives you the hot water and the cold water. Now if I did this right, I should get cold water when it's rotated to my right and hot water when it's rotated to my left. If I did it wrong, I got to take it apart again and just spin this. Just got to spin the cartridge so that it's knowing where to draw the water from. And I don't want to confuse the family too much. So then you can put this ring, this silver, I don't know what you can really call that, just silver ring on. And you take the Phillips screw and you put this little Phillips screw, which is the one at the X, you stick that back in. And I don't think any of this stuff you really want to over tighten. So I'll just cinch it down so that it's tight, but not over tight. Something didn't seem right to me there, but we'll see in a second here when I put this back together on how what my concern is. It just didn't seem like it's moving enough. But this one I think pulls up. So when it pulls up, that's how you activate the water. So this is the handle. It pretty much can only go on one way as well, like that. And then there's a little 7/64 Allen screw, which I have these little Allen wrenches. See, it's upside down, but 7/64. So let's just see if I can get this in properly without stripping anything. Seems to be working okay. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video compared to the other ones that I've put on with the cars. And speaking of, oh, you know what? That actually feels pretty good. It's amazing or surprising enough. Okay, then there's this little cap, which has the MOEN name on it, and it has a red side and a blue side. And the red goes to the left and the blue goes to the right if you're facing the faucet. So then that's just a matter of snapping it into place. Let me just put this down. And there's some tabs in here that hold it in place. Like that. All right. So that's all pieces, and that's the faucet back together. And like I said, the hardest thing to do for the most part was to get the cartridge out, because that thing was in there pretty bad. They kept it as a warranty piece. So the depot where you go for your home is they do take it, but really I didn't need it, so that's fine. And there's a little cap in here too that they say that that you can utilize for removal. I guess you put it on and you twist it and it breaks the O-rings free. That are a lot of like from there's calcium and other buildup on those O-rings, which cause it to seize up. So this will help you get that cartridge out. But I didn't have one, so I had to stand on the counter and yank it up after I got that clip out, which worked as well. But I'm going to keep this just in case this ever happens again. All right. That being said, I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to go turn the water back on. And then I'm not good with editing YouTube videos, but what I'd like to do is see if I can take this video that I'm doing right now and then kind of join it with the one where I turn the water on. Anyway, folks, I'll be right back.